right, welcome to this week's Q&A Thursday. We are going to dive into a high six call here where we peel back the curtain and show you some challenges with a particular associate's deal. An associate that most would say, oh, it must be all perfect, right? Everything's perfect. Enjoy this. You're going to get some serious lessons from it.
Chris, I have a few people that just kind of have gone dark, are not getting back to me. Jagger being one of them that you spoke with. And then another one that I was supposed to have an appointment with, and she texted me that morning that she wasn't feeling well. And then I've reached out a couple times since then, but I don't want to reach out to her, 20 times.
Yep. So we got a lot of minds on this call. So you guys, first of all, I'll comment on Jagger because I set it up that you would just call, make the appointment. Let me call him next.
Okay.
I see it right here. So that's my comment on Jagger. But aside from that, follow up in general, you guys, what are your thoughts with Judy?
Judy, when was the last time what's the contact point here? Like how often, when did it start?
So this other woman started a couple of months ago, and then she was dismantling. She had lost her mom, so she was just trying to deal with that. But we were talking about her house. So I reached back out to her and she wasn't quite ready. I sent her a letter and then I put her in my drip system, and I reached out, well, I don't know, 6 weeks later or something like that, my follow-up. And then she said, oh, I was just looking to call you. I'm glad you reached out. So we started the conversation and she wanted me to come take a look. And so we set up the time, and then she texted me that morning and said that she wasn't feeling well and that she'd need to reschedule. And I've probably contacted her. This was a week ago Saturday. So I've reached out to her every couple of days, just said, hey, just want you to know, I'm ready to come take a look when you're ready. Hope you're feeling better or whatever. And I left it at that. And then I said, oh, just circling back. And then I'm pretty much just kind of leaving it now.
No,
Steve. No, I want you to go. I'm just telling everybody, you're all going to get this follow-up issue. So I'm glad Judy brought it up. Let's bat this around a bit. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah. So I would say at this point, it seems like probably a 1 week check-in, I would think, and then kind of give her I like to do the whole, I'm in the area on Thursday, find a day that you actually think you could potentially be available for whatever appointment, and then you can hit her on whatever platform that you talk to her the most on and say, listen, I'm sure you're tied up right now or busy with stuff, but I'm going to be in the area on Thursday between this time. Is there any opportunity for me to make it by there to meet you by then? And that's all you really can do. You're still just kind of doing this once a week touch base until you haven't heard from her in a month, and then maybe once a month is what I usually do every 30 days.
Okay.
I know, and maybe Chris will chime in about shelving it, but hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. Do you want me just to shelf this, or is this something you still and then go on to the drip system with 6 weeks or something like that. But ask, hey, do you want me to shelf this? Put it on her.
Yeah. Her son is a realtor, but in New Hampshire.
So advice, I'm sure. But
that's kind of what I was thinking.
There's a form letter, no callback from a lead. So again, without the drip stuff, I would, my last message would be similar to these guys combo. Just figure I'd call you one last time, and then I'd send the form letter.
Mm-hmm.
Which is I just number them for so then I tape them to you. I'm just looking if it's no callback, number 1. Okay. It's the first letter.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Steve, are you calling back every 30 days or just sending a text?
I'm not much of an emailer, so I usually mix between texts and calls. And I like to do, like Brian has said, if they don't tell you to go to hell, they're going to get follow-ups forever from me.
Amen.
Judy, helpful?
Yes, very. Thank you.
I have just 3 quick thoughts on follow-up. I was writing some stuff down. This continues to come up over and over and over. People are stressed out about follow-up for some reason, which is weird. Follow-up is a task that you need to complete, not something you just stress out over. just to-do list. Got to go through all your follow-ups, right? There, and not one is more important than the other, in my opinion. Just get through it. Just get through it and do it. And you keep doing this, eventually you'll get to the people that are at the end of their rope, right? That need you. So just continue to do it. People have their scientific evidence on this, right? People have a hard time saying no. They definitely have a hard time saying no to you more than once. So that's why you got to stay in front of them and use that scientific evidence to your favor, whether it's a text or an email or whatever, however you want to communicate. Ask them the question that forces them to say no. Did you give up on selling? Do you still want to do this? Did you give up on this project? It sounds like you're no longer interested. It sounds like you're no longer interested. Do you want, ask them a yes or no question. Try to get them to tell you no.
Okay.
And
That's how I'd handle it. And just get in the mindset of just not worrying about the whole ghosting thing, because it's going to happen.
Okay.
It's going to happen. Eventually, they will respond to you if they're motivated
Mhm.
and they need you and you're
Or it
there.
has to be removed, and that's great too.
And one cool thing here, foreshadowing on like just thinking about filling the funnel. Jessica Johnson, who had been working her butt off for like 11 months, then she ended up having her daughter and had 3 months off. Now, all that filling the funnel and follow-ups that she did during that time, she took 3 months off, wasn't making any calls, filled the funnel. Well, about a month and a half ago, she got reached out to somebody that she was like kind of like hitting from like November of the prior year. And that person's pain threshold finally met when she was off and just doing her thing with her new daughter and everything. And that person immediately ended up getting a contract out that they said they would sign, which is probably going to happen anytime in the next week and a half.
That's a cool story.
It is cool because it does tell you like the value of the filling the funnel. Your business continues to run if you stop, if you continue going to do this calling, following up, these quick touch bases. We're not trying to close these deals necessarily with people we're touching base on. We're checking in and seeing where they're at now, how things are going. And it's funny how like her business of all the work that she did is now the funnel's finally catching up to her from all that hard work she put in the last year. And that's what we're all trying to do is continue to fill the funnel so we can work on deals now, but also have those ones come in that we've been working on for 6 to 8 months plus.
No, that makes sense.
And I brought up the
Yeah.
form letters, guys. I bring it up every freaking call because not many people use them. So I'm just going to keep reminding you guys, if it's one of the 10 scenarios, use the letter in the snail mail.
Okay. No, that's
Uh,
good. Because what I did is I had my list and then I went through from everything from when I started QLS. And one day I just sent out a bunch of letters. And then now I think I'm at the point where I need to do that again because that was about 2 months ago. Because I'm not automated yet, but I'm getting there. And Brian, I like that. Did you give up on selling? Because I think there's a couple people I can use that with that have just been kind of hanging out there. Do you still want to do this or not? Just kind of get them to say something.
Give them an out. Yep.
Okay.
That came from an old email headline too. You can use that as a subject line. Have you given up on this project? And then they open it because it's like, what are you talking about? And then you can ask them. Side note.
Okay.
Do you not need to move to Florida to be closer to your family anymore?
Mm.
That's why we ask motivation.